few million among you. For a naming opportunity for this building, just let Jason Valente know. He'll be happy to help you with that opportunity. The Whiting Hall renovations are coming down the line. We've continued to have percentage evaluations by the fire marshal. Things are going very, very well there. We will open the building on time with enough time to get faculty and staff move through the facility. We are going to have a formal ribbon cutting ceremony. Sorry for the typo up there. Excuse me, a ribbon cutting ceremony at 5:30 on August. So if you want to be a part of that, we would encourage you to be there. We will have tours. The press will be there. We'll have ribbon cutting, some VIPs there, and it'd be a great opportunity to see that facility. It, as you know, for some of you who've seen that over in the parking lot area, it really defines a formal entrance into Whiting Hall. We're excited about that. Really want to thank all of the faculty and staff who were displaced at varying times and in the winter, being in trailers and small portable classrooms and accommodating this change. I assure you it's going to be a much, much better space than you've ever known before. I also want to thank the facilities crew, who's been amazing moving people around and around and around. IT staff has done an amazing job. Jim Jones, for example, has expertise in reading blueprints, and so he's been part of the construction team helping to make sure that we can be efficient in the wiring. The Crackerjack team we have in IT making all of this technology work when we open the buildings. I think you'll be very, very excited. So that'll be ready for this fall, and the HLC will be ready a year from now, and we'll have another ribbon cutting opportunity there. Some pictures here. So on the far left side, top left, this is a view from the west looking east toward the field house. If you've ever seen pictures of the apple cube, the glass apple cube in New York, that's what this is going to look like on the end. Lots of glass on the side between the west side of this building and Walker Hall. Right below it there, that's the principal entranceway into the facility now from the large parking lot that abuts up against this building, Whiting Hall East, and also the gymnasium and facilities. And this one in the lower right-hand corner is the west side of the east wing of Whiting Hall, rather, and then also the east side of the HLC. And here you can see how it butts up against Walker. Actually, it's going to be a very, very wide channel that goes through there. It looks like it's going to be kind of crowded, but that will be a major thoroughfare for students and staff to walk through. The budget is a mess. The budget was approved by the Board of Trustees on Monday, but there are a lot of things going on at the state level, and there's not enough gold on the planet to make me want to be a legislator. The criticism is at an all-time high in state government and federal government issues, and it's just it's alarming to me that we still don't have a state budget settled. We've got everybody and their brother up there seeking re-election. We've got the governor departing. We've got the president of the House looking for a new job. We've got the president of the Senate looking for a new job. We've got people in the House who are termed out trying to be elected for the Senate. Essentially, we're going to have about 3/4 of the House gone. We're going to have about 2/3 of the Senate gone. And we're going to have some changes at the Supreme Court. So for the first time, and I think it's been like 4 or 5 decades, huge turnover in political leadership in the state. And guess what? You may not know this little known fact, but I'll share it with you anyway. The fun facts to know and share category. If you are elected as a legislator, whether you have 1 day's experience of being a school board member, a drain commissioner, you pick whatever you think's political. Let's say you have no experience whatsoever. You've now been elected senator. You've been elected legislator, representative. You go up to Lansing and you get 3.5 days of education on how to make good public policy. Wow, I'm excited about that. Yeah, so you think about that for a minute. Think about all the degrees you've had, all the education it's taken you to be good at your craft. And we want good public policy up there, and they get 3.5 days. Woo! I think Jefferson said that the people get the government they deserve. I think, wow, this is what we really deserve. Can we do better, please? So, you know, it's going to take them, I don't know, 6 months to figure out where the bathrooms are, let alone figure out how to make good public policy. I'm deeply concerned about that. There are threats to more of our state aid and our budget. We started the process regardless of the fact that they don't know what's going on up there, and we began work last Christmas time and started putting what we thought was going to happen based on projections Turns out that we're more accurate than the Revenue Estimating Conference Committee of the state, and this is made up of the experts of economics at the State Budget Director's Office, the House Economic Director, the Senate Economic Director, and the heads of economics from Michigan and Michigan State. We did pretty well. So our best read with regard to the budget is that we are going to see a decline with regard to local property taxes and also state aid, and I'll get into some of the detail here in just a second. These are the key elements that we felt we needed to have for a budget. You saw in the paper, I believe it was yesterday, about a 5% tuition increase. We're going to be from $90 to $95 for tuition. Our fees are going to be at $30 a billing contact hour for universal fees. The newspaper likes featuring percentages. As Tom Boehner says, you can't spend percentages, you can only spend money. Percentages are for effect. We have also looked at where we are with regard to debt and debt service and looking at any vacancies. There was also a retirement package that came through. We have, I believe, 13 people who have taken advantage of the early retirement option. I learned today that the MEA has filed a lawsuit against the governor and the legislature saying, oh, you can't do that. So it's going to be interesting to see how that all plays out. So the people who have already retired, they're not here. Now we have replacements, and now there's a lawsuit. Do we take them back? What is that? I don't know. That's good public policy. Remember, 3.5 days, okay? 3.5 days. Other things that we felt we needed to take advantage of and look at was focusing on growth and supporting key strengths. So we are continuing our effort with regard to process improvement. I believe that the holy grail for our institution long-term for a sustainable organization is going to be built around process improvement. How can we take the limited resources we have and do them effectively? How can we be a niche community college and say we can no longer be all things to all people? We just can't do that. We've got to own that and say we can only do so much. Let's mark out our territory, what we can do. Let's not make any excuses about that. This is all we can do, and then try to find other solutions in partnerships with others to get that work done. So we'll be spending more and more time on process improvement. Just because we've done something for the last 20 years the same way doesn't necessarily mean it's the right way for the next 10. So we'll be looking at those kinds of things, improving our safety and security considerations here. I don't want to be an institution that wasn't prepared. The public scrutiny around the whole safety and security issues, things going on in town, in our community, in our state, are too alarming for me not to be prepared. There is no way, there's no place on the planet that you can be totally secure except some kind of maybe some nuclear silo bunker in the base of a mountain somewhere. Everywhere else there's exposure. So my goal is limiting exposure, being heads up, having good policies, good response time, and that's what our focus is about. I'm not interested in having a police state here, but I am interested in making sure that as employees, you are comfortable, as students, they are comfortable in being here. We deal with lots of issues. It's not just a matter of the average Joe coming in and out. Our students come with all kinds of issues. We could have protection orders, restraint orders. I mean, you've got all those kinds of things to deal with, plus just the crazy folks that are out there. We also have increasing incidents of people being concerned about finances. You know, they don't have enough money, so they're resorting to theft. You know, it can start out as stealing textbooks. It can get into something bigger. We've had cars stolen from our campus before. That stuff gets out there, and we're out here kind of remote. And the other thing that has concerned me is that the sheriff's office and the police departments are having reductions in their funding, and so they don't have as many sheriffs out. They don't have as many police out. So my goal is not to engage, but actually to kind of hold things in abeyance until the professionals can get here. When you've got a response time of 20 to 25 minutes because the sole cruiser for the sheriff's department is on the northeast side of the county, you know, minutes seem like days when you've got somebody whizzing bullets past you. So I just want to be a little prepared there. I talked to you about the CPP change there. And then I really appreciate the leadership of our faculty, particularly